So this is the Oppo Find X9 Pro, Oppo's latest flagship that's supposed to compete with the likes of Samsung and Apple and even Honor with their high-end models. But here's the thing, I don't usually live in this world. Most of the phones I review are budget and mid-range devices, and if you've watched my channel, you'll be very much aware of this. So coming into this video, I had to look at this a little bit differently. So today, I'm not reviewing it as a flagship reviewer trying to find the best of the best. I'm looking at it as someone who typically looks at phones that give you 80% of what you need at a fraction of the cost, and then really looking at what that extra cost actually gives you. So if that sounds like your take on tech, definitely hit that subscribe button. Let's get into it. So the first thing that stands out with the Oppo Find X9 Pro, and obviously is to me, is that design. The Find X9 Pro looks premium in every way possible. The nice matte glass back, polished aluminium frame, and that camera module on the back is striking, but it's not overdone. There's a real sense of craftsmanship here that I don't get from the phones that I usually cover. Most budget or mid-range phones try to look premium, and this one just is. It's got all the IP66, 68 and 69 water resistance, Gorilla Glass on the front, and it just feels like something that will last for years. Now, of course, typically I'm used to handling phones that are plastic, and that has its perks. Less prone to shattering, they're often lighter, and you don't often panic when you put the phone down without a case. But the Oppo Find X9 Pro design, typical flagship grade quality, and just a really well refined device. Now, when it comes to the display of the Oppo Find X9 Pro, it's not as big a gap as it used to be when it comes to flagship and sort of the mid-range and budget displays. But for a lot of the time, when you jump to a flagship display, you can definitely tell. This 6.78-inch LTPO AMOLED panel is absolutely stunning. 120 Hz adaptive refresh rate and up to 3600 nits of peak outdoor brightness. It's easily one of the nicest displays I've ever used. Colors are rich, HDR content looks phenomenal, and the smoothness, it's the kind of thing that makes even scrolling through social media feel high-end. And I think when you come to using a flagship display like this, it does sometimes make it hard going back to those mid-range devices, which don't always have as slimmer bezels. I mean, if I just turn the brightness up a little bit and open the settings, they are super slim, 1.15mm bezels around the entire display, completely uniform. And that's just something that you find on flagship devices that's often missed out on mid-range phones, although nothing were one of the first ones to actually make that symmetrical. But overall, display quality on the Oppo Find X9 Pro is absolutely stunning. I mean, when you press the button there, and just that animation is just, I don't know, it's just something that's really nice and just makes the whole experience a lot more pleasant than what you'd find on a budget or mid-range device. So when it comes to performance on the Oppo Find X9 Pro, you're getting MediaTek's brand new Dimensity 9500 built on a 3nm architecture. And all you need to know is performance on this Find X9 Pro has been absolutely flawless for me. Now, I'm not an intense gamer or anything like that. If you want to know all of that information, unfortunately, you are going to have to check out another video. But for me, as a bog standard basic user that just does web browsing, watching videos on YouTube, a bit of use of the camera and a bit of photo and video editing and all that sort of stuff, this thing has been absolutely flawless. You get 16 gigs of RAM and 512 gigs of storage as the configuration on this X9 Pro. The regular Find X9, it's 12 gigs and 512 gigs of storage. So either way, you're getting some great storage potential on these phones, and then 12 gigs of RAM is plenty for most people, and then of course 16 on this one. So overall, I can't have any complaints with the processor inside this phone. MediaTek have definitely come a long way in terms of offering nice performance in their flagship processors. There's a minimum of a 30% increase in certain areas of the performance of this processor, including GPU performance and efficiency gains and all that sort of stuff. But if you want to know all the ins and outs and, I don't know, gameplay and all that sort of gubbins, you're going to have to check out some other videos because I won't be doing that here. And for those that are interested in the benchmark numbers, I don't care about them. But on screen now, you'll see the Honor Magic 7 Pro with the Snapdragon 8 Elite side by side with the Oppo Find X9 Pro with that Dimensity 9500. If you're interested in how it fares side by side with that, Unfortunately, I don't have a Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 phone at the moment. But nevertheless, those are the numbers. Let me know what you think of Oppo's choice to use a MediaTek processor down in the comments. Okay, so battery. How Oppo have managed to squeeze a 7,500 milliamp hour battery inside this phone is beyond me. That's just insane numbers. Unsurprisingly, you can get 2 days out of this phone without a problem, with relatively moderate use or some higher usage as well. No problems whatsoever. You're not going to find any, again, battery drain tests or anything like that on this video. Definitely check out Ben, Lover of Tech. He will no doubt be dropping some battery drain tests with this phone as well. But all you need to know, for those people that are watching this video that are a bit like me, that just want a phone that will last all day or a couple of days or something like that, the Find X9 Pro definitely ticks the box. And of course you get super fast 80 watt charging, which I think charges the phone in like 40 minutes or something like that, something insanely fast. And then you get support for 50 watt wireless charging with a compatible wireless charger, and then 10 watt reverse wireless charging for some of your accessories as well. The Oppo Find X9 still, although being a much smaller phone, still has a 7,025 milliamp hour battery, which is just bonkers for a phone of that size. So whichever model you go for, you're going to get some really great battery life. That 3nm Dimensity 9500 is nice and efficient, and it does have, I think it's like 40 or 50% efficiency gains over the previous generation. So all in all, some wicked battery life. And then you've also got ColorOS 16 built on Android 16, which comes with a plethora of AI features. One of the things including this key on the side, which basically you press it and it analyzes your screen and then gives you a little bit into the mind space, and then it just gives you a breakdown of what's on your screen at the time. For me, obviously it's just my home screen, but it gives you a breakdown of the apps that are on there, and then it will give you a breakdown. So if you're looking at something like a recipe or something like that, you'll be able to take a screenshot of that. It will analyze it, put all the key information in, and it will save it in the mind space area of the phone. And then of course you've got other AI features like with the camera and all that sort of stuff. Again, I'll probably go into it in a little bit more detail in a separate video. And then Oppo are offering 5 major Android updates and 6 years of security patching for the Find X9 Pro. Not quite as good as some rivals like, who is it? Samsung, that's the one, offering 7 years. Honor are doing 7 years on their flagships as well. So it's not quite as good as those brands, but it's still good enough. If you're looking at keeping your phone for 4 or 5 years, you'll be covered with your updates. So if I'll actually go onto the cameras on the Oppo Find X9 Pro, and there are some really great improvements. Now the problem is, for me and my perspective, is I haven't had access to previous Oppo flagship devices, so I can't comment on the performance of this phone versus the Find X8 Pro or 8 Ultra. All I can do is comment on how the photos come out to me and potentially compared to other flagships that I have in my possession. But overall, I'm really happy with the photos coming from the Find X9 Pro. So the Oppo Find X9 Pro comes with a 50 megapixel Sony LYT828 sensor, a 50 megapixel ultra wide, and then the star of the show, the 200 megapixel Hasselblad telephoto. Now at the briefing, Oppo were kind enough to supply some of the guys with the teleconverter kit, which I'm sure some of you have probably seen all over social media. Unfortunately, they didn't have one for me at the time. I'm not too upset about it, honestly. They are sending one apparently. So I'll be testing that out a little bit more. But overall, the photo quality coming from the Find X9 Pro are really, really great. You get some really nice natural color, plenty of detail, natural depth thanks to that f1.6 aperture, great dynamic range. There's none of that heavy oversaturating that you can see on other devices. And low light performance is great too. It doesn't just brighten everything, it actually maintains texture and tones. And the telephoto lens, as it is, without the teleconverter kit, produces some really nice photos as well. They actually dropped the optical zoom from, I think it was 4x down to 3x for this zoom camera here, but they claim because of the big 200 megapixel sensor, it doesn't degrade in terms of the image quality. But overall, some really great photos coming from this camera system. And another thing, you can actually take 4K live photos as well. That's just something a little bit extra if you're into taking that sort of thing. Personally, I'm not, but if you're into taking those sorts of things, then the option is definitely there. Now, in terms of this camera in comparison to, budget and mid-range devices that I'm typically used to using, obviously this is clearly better than all of those devices. And it's not just the image quality, it's the little things like just the quicker shutter speed, faster processing, all that sort of stuff that just makes the experience more pleasant than what you'll find on a budget and mid-range device. Of course, there's no pointless like macro and low resolution ultra wides and all that sort of stuff. So just overall, the photo quality from this and the overall camera experience is a big jump up from what I'm typically used to. Okay, so this is some sample coming from the selfie camera of the Oppo Find X9 Pro. This is 4K, 60 FPS with HDR Dolby Vision all turned on. Let me know down in the comments what you think. How is the phone coping with those harsher lighting conditions? It'd be interesting to know your thoughts. Now this is some 4K video at 60 FPS coming from that main camera of the Oppo Find X9 Pro. Again, let me know down in the comments what you think of this quality. There's also HDR and Oppo's Ultra Steady mode turned on. How does it cope with those harsher lighting conditions behind me? Hopefully my laptop is not going to have a meltdown doing this tiny bit of 4K video because apparently it's rubbish. So this video was never going to be like the other review videos that you'll find on YouTube. It was never going to be a big spec heavy breakdown of this and just every intricate detail of the phone. It was always going to be coming from my perspective as a budget and mid-range phone reviewer, jumping to my first ever Oppo flagship phone, and I'm really not disappointed at all. And of course, it was about understanding value differently because yes, it's better, but the question is, how much better do you need your phone to be? If you're someone that just wants a reliable phone that looks good, takes solid photos and lasts all day, you'll never really need this. But if you want something that feels exceptional every time you use it, the Oppo Find X9 Pro makes that case loud and clear. And at the time of this video, the Oppo Find X9 Pro is available right now for just under 1,100 quid, which in the world of flagship phones costing, like the S25 Ultra, iPhone 17 Pro Max costing like 12, 13, 1400 quid, depending on your variations, I think that's a really great price. Now, like I said, for me, I never find myself needing a flagship device. I've only got my iPhone 15 Pro Max purely because I need it to record my videos. If I didn't use that, I would be happy using, I don't know, an Honor 400 Pro or something like that. So it's just a way of, people will look at value differently. There will be some people that need a flagship device like the Find X9 Pro. They need that performance. They need all those really intense camera features, all the AI smarts, the great battery life, which I think everybody needs that anyway. But there are some people that really don't, and I think that's what my focus of my videos is all about, trying to give you the best information on what you actually need for your use case. If you're interested in seeing more videos a little bit like this, and if you're interested in those budget and mid-range devices, definitely get subscribed to the channel. Hit me down in the comments if you enjoyed this video or if you thought it was a complete waste of time. I'd love to hear that as well, and I'll catch you in the next video.